So we're heading off now from the jug and class. We were going to be going in a fish hook direction, so we started off in the opposite direction to what we're doing. But the weather's had closed in a little bit, and some of us are a little bit damp and some of us are a little bit tired. So I've cut the fish hook part off, and now we're heading over to the Winking Man. Now, I'm going to be covering some roads here that I've done before. A little bit over to the right, my right on the bike, there's a place called Herdlow. And I've camped there sort of during the winter on 2 occasions. And it's been quite a good stay, to be fair. The pub does good food, good beer, plenty of facilities. But today we're on a slightly different road. I think we'll end up in Crowdecote. And another little village. Oh, I'll remember the name of it at some point. I might put it up on the screen if I can't remember it. Normally, in the past, I've gone into that town. It's Longnor, it's called, Longnor. And I've done a right turn, a couple hundred yards, done a left turn. But today we'll be going straight through. This is the ride down into Crowdecote. It's a few little hairpins. There's nothing really serious about any of them really. But just look at that view out over the countryside. It's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? On one of my winter camps, I kind of come down here and followed me sat nav as we come into Crowdecote. And Darren had gone straight on and I hadn't seen him. I'd been a little ways behind, so I ended up following me sat nav, turning right and heading off over a single track road that had ice on it. That's not going to happen today. The weather's brightened up. It almost seemed worthwhile if we'd just gone and done the fish hook. But again, just look at that scenery out over there, out over the hills. A couple of the lads are a little bit tired as well. That they've done a big tour before they came on this, and they thought they'd recover well enough, and they are sort of thinking maybe that's not going to happen. So as far as I'm concerned, telling me about it means I can chop out all the waypoints and do a shorter ride. It's not a problem at all. And the weather is a lot better now than it was before. Now the Winking Man, I keep picking it all the time. I pick it all the time because it's got a massive car park and a nice bar. I've never had any beer in there because obviously you come out of there, jump on the bike, you can't really drink beer at all, but Coke, fine. And you've got some nice little wooden hutty type things with park benches in, so you can all just sit around and have a yak. And stay dry, which is what we did last year. This year we probably won't need to bother. Now this road is also a little bit further south of another one. I think it's something stores. It's like a little biker cafe. It doesn't have a particularly large area for parking your bikes. But I've seen a few bikes in there and it does look as though it does a bit of a food supply. I saw somebody sat there having their breakfast one morning, so it's probably one of those type roadside cafes. But I'm not overly keen about turning up at that with like 16 or 20 bikes. It's the reason why I don't pick it. One day I'll come out here on my own, and when I do, I'll probably make that a deliberate stop. Not sure what that cloud's up to up there. Really not sure. Wasn't that long ago, it was a nice clear blue sky, but you can just see it, can't you, creeping over. That's sort of what we've had for most of the day, to be fair. However, tomorrow, weather forecast says a lot better. Sweaty weather tomorrow. It does look as though we are a bit strung out on this one. I still think a line of bikes looks good, whether the line of bikes is in front of you or a line of bikes is behind you. Bear in mind these are out in the middle of nowhere. These roads are actually pretty good, to be fair. And if you were looking at sunshine for a little while and the roads were dry, these are nice fast roads. I think this is it. Bit of a short left turn. Look at that bloody cloud. And then we're at the pub. There's the entrance to the pub there. It's not really that far away, is it? To be fair, it's you'll see it's a huge car park, and flat and not gravel. That's always a good point. Not gravel. Always worth thinking about if you own a pub. Not gravel. There's the wooden sheds there with the benches inside. Eric with his mascot on his top box there. Goes with him everywhere.